The town of Willow Creek had always perched on the edge of darkness, with its winding roads and dense, shadowy woods. But that was nothing compared to the strange silence that settled over Baker Street, a quiet cul-de-sac with decent homes and polite neighbors. Yet, as summer faded into fall, people started whispering, slowly but ceaselessly, finding an unsettling rhythm in the air. The source of their unease: two families who had moved into the house at the end of the street. The Hollands and the Franks had arrived within weeks of each other, both families rumored to be reclusive. They seldom ventured out during the day and had odd hours of activity at night. More troubling, they seemed to have a constant supply of meat. The butcher at the town square hadn't seen them cross his threshold more than once. Despite this, the scuttle of children playing was disturbed only by their muffled, bizarre gatherings at night, a cacophony of laughter while the other homes remained enveloped in silence. 18-year-old Emma Thompson, resolute and curious, was particularly aware of her new neighbors. She noticed the odd scents wafting from the backyards, the rich aroma of barbecue that lingered long after sunset. It seemed to hang in the air, teasing her sense of smell, beckoning her to investigate. Emma, educated by horror movies and tales that echoed around the town, knew one thing: she had to find out what was brewing behind those fences. One evening, while the sun dipped behind the mountains, shadow cloaked the neighborhood. Unable to shake off the pull of curiosity, Emma donned a jacket and crept into the night. With each step, the soft crunch of leaves beneath her sneakers whispered secrets to her. She skirted along the edge of the fence separating the Hollands' yard from hers. Crouching low, her heart raced as she peered through a gap. The scene was deeply surreal. The air was heavy with the scent of roasted meat, the flickering glow of flames illuminating the yard. They were holding a summer feast. The two families were gathered around a massive fire pit, the flickering candles casting eerie shadows against their faces. The men, thick-necked and muscular, appeared engaged in a discussion that grew heated. Their wives, thin and gaunt, moved gracefully through the shadows, serving food with gleaming silverware. It was then Emma spotted it, a table draped in white linen, but the centerpiece sent chills shooting down her spine. On the table lay a large pot, steam rising like dark spirits into the night sky. As she squinted, horror crashed over her like a wave. The silhouette of what looked like a severed hand dangled precariously over the rim, tangled fingers curling in a macabre display. A glimmer of silver glinted with each movement of the families. In an instant, the chilling laughter of the neighbors echoed into the night, the kind of laughter that crawled under your skin and ignited primal instinct. A scream died on her lips when a figure suddenly turned to face her direction. Emma froze, thick terror squeezing her heart. With a quick glance behind her, she bolted, running back toward her home. Clutching her phone, she raced to dial her friends for help, the blood pounding in her ears. I have to tell everyone. Yet, even in her terror, doubt crept into her mind. Who would believe her? By morning, the town of Willow Creek officially lost a resident. Mr. Henderson, an elderly man who had lived on Baker Street for over 4 decades, was reported missing during the night. The police combed through the area. Emma tried to share her tale, but they dismissed her as an imaginative teenager with too much time on her hands. Kids talk, the officer said with a shrug as he moved on. But that did not stop Emma. She resolved to uncover the truth. That night, she returned to the Hollands' yard with a flashlight and a resolute heart. The laughter erupted once again, now accompanied by unsettling sounds, muffled thumps and rapid footsteps that sent a shiver racing through the darkened air. Creeping around the side of their house, she managed to catch a glimpse through a basement window. What she saw shattered her last grip on rationality. The dark space was filled with old-fashioned butcher tools hanging on the wall, and in the center, a table piled high with raw, blood-smeared meat. A deep, overpowering smell of iron and smoke pervaded the air. Emma saw glimmers of hope as her phone buzzed. 2 friends had arrived to help her unearth the truth. But when her friends joined her, the basement remained eerily silent. They had no time to lose. They began pulling open doors when footsteps echoed from the shadows, followed by a disembodied voice inviting them for a taste of what had been prepared. "Run!" Emma screamed. The 3 bolted for the door to escape just as a figure emerged from the darkness, a tall, hulking shape designated in the flickering lamplights, roaring with rage at their intrusion. "Don't leave, you'll be missing the feast." With pounding feet, Emma and her friends tore through the backyard just in time to hear the chilling laughter, now transformed into a twisted symphony of madness reverberating behind them. They jumped into Emma's car, breathless and terror-stricken as she slammed her foot down on the accelerator. Back in the safety of town, they reported the night's horror. But the hollow laugh of the neighbors echoed in their minds and lingered in their souls. Days turned to weeks, and the community painted a facade of normalcy over the waves of unease. But Emma knew what she had seen. She could still smell the charred flesh, taste the hellish laughter, and hear the whispers of the wind carrying the secrets of murderous cannibal neighbors, forever haunted by the memories of a summer that began with barbecues but ended with unspeakable horror.